In the final days of the Roman Empire, the world witnessed a collapse so fierce, so terrifying, that even historians still argue whether Rome was destroyed by human hands or by the very wrath of God. This is the story of Rome's last breath, told through fear, fire, faith, and the unseen forces that clashed above an empire already falling apart. The sun disappeared behind clouds thick with ash. Rome's once golden sky turned into a burning red haze that smothered the horizon. Streets that once echoed with merchants and laughter now trembled beneath the roar of collapsing marble pillars. Citizens rushed through the smoke, panicked, confused, searching for meaning in destruction they could no longer deny. Whispers spread like a plague. Is this a judgment? Is this the end? Has God abandoned Rome? But in the midst of unanswered questions, the ground began to shake, slowly at first, then violently, and from the depths of the smoke, he appeared, tall, pale, eyes glowing like molten embers, a figure wrapped in a torn black robe, cracked like burned stone. He was known in secret writings only as Lucifer, the Fallen One. Some screamed, some fainted, but everyone felt it. Rome was no longer fighting an enemy of flesh and bone. From the ruins emerged a soldier, Roman General Titus, iron-willed, battle-worn, a scar carved over his left eyebrow from years of war. He had survived rebellions, plagues, and invasions, but nothing compared to the creature standing before him. Titus knew instantly that this wasn't a human enemy. This was a test of spirit, courage, and Rome's fading honor. Behind him, an elderly priest named Matthias stepped forward. His long gray beard trembled in the rising wind. He lifted a wooden staff, its small golden cross glinting faintly through the smoke. In a trembling voice, Matthias whispered, "Rome is standing on the edge, and heaven is watching." Two more beings materialized beside Lucifer, a crimson-skinned demon, muscles pulsing like molten stone, and a tall, ash-gray specter with hollow, glowing eyes that seemed to pierce into the souls of the living. Rome had seen wars. Rome had seen conquerors. But Rome had never seen this. As buildings burned and the sky darkened, Lucifer raised his hand, and a surge of black flames spiraled upward, splitting the air with a chilling shriek. The heavens answered. A golden beam of divine light cut through the clouds like a blade. It descended with the force of judgment itself. Light and darkness collided above Rome. The war for the soul of an empire had begun.
How
Lucifer's barrier of swirling black fire held back the divine beam. The ground split beneath him. Marble floors shattered like fragile glass. The crimson demon roared, unleashing waves of blistering red energy to strengthen the barrier. The ash-gray demon stretched its long arms, weaving illusions to bend and distort the holy light. For a moment, it seemed darkness might win, but then, something unexpected happened. A young Roman soldier collapsed to his knees, not in fear, not in surrender, but in prayer. His whisper was shaky, soft, almost lost in the chaos. Yet somehow it echoed. Another soldier dropped beside him, then another, then dozens, then civilians. A circle of kneeling Romans formed in the center of their dying city. They were unarmed, afraid, bleeding, broken, but united. Their prayers rose like smoke, reaching the heavens through flames and despair, and heaven heard them. The divine beam sharpened, growing brighter, heavier, more powerful. Lucifer staggered backward for the first time, his eyes widening with a rage he could not control. Cracks formed across his barrier, glowing like ruptured volcanic stone. The crimson demon's body began to split apart, red cracks bursting like molten veins. He screamed, not in power, but in agony, before exploding into fragments of burning embers. The ash-gray demon dissolved into vapor, its illusions shattering like broken mirrors. Lucifer was alone. Above him, the divine light grew into a spear of pure radiance. Below him, the circle of praying survivors glowed with golden dust, their voices trembling but unbroken. Lucifer dropped to one knee, not by choice, but by force. The sky roared like 1,000 storms as heaven pressed harder. With a fury that shook the city, Lucifer unleashed one final wave of chaotic energy. The shock wave tore through the streets, blasting debris hundreds of feet into the air. Soldiers shielded their eyes, bracing for death, but the prayers held strong. And then, with a sound like the cracking of the world, the divine spear broke through Lucifer's barrier. It pierced the heart of the darkness. Lucifer's arms shook, his robe whipped violently, his eyes flickered like dying flames. The war was over, he just didn't want to admit it yet. Slowly, relentlessly, the divine light lifted Lucifer into the air. His body began to unravel into strips of shadow. Pieces of him drifted upward like burned paper carried by wind. He screamed, not in victory, but in defeat. For centuries, he had whispered into the hearts of emperors, fed corruption, fueled arrogance, enjoyed every lie Rome told itself. Now, the empire he poisoned became the very instrument of his undoing. He dissolved, piece by piece, until the final fragment of his existence faded into the sky. Darkness was gone. The gods, or God, had spoken. Silence fell over the empire. The sky softened into a pale gray. Fires flickered quietly in the ruins. The praying soldiers slowly stood. Some wept openly. Some simply stared at the sky, unable to understand what they had witnessed. Golden dust drifted around them like warm snow. The streets were broken, the temples destroyed, the empire wounded beyond repair. But for the first time in years, Rome could breathe. In the end, history would argue for centuries. Did God strike Rome down? Or did Rome destroy itself long before the heavens intervened?